So we're going to start in a few minutes, everyone. So what we're going to go through is a series of Qigong movements, pushing hand demonstration, and a bit of weapon form demonstration. So hopefully everyone enjoys what they observe, and we can have any questions you can ask at the end. The meditational aspect of the 8 powers is connecting your breath to each of these different forces as you're executing what we call jai or push, or using this spiral energy to sink and to push. The whole movement is coordinated through these 8 particular energies. So you train opposite sides of the body and also the same side of the body. Mentally, this activity helps to balance the left and right hemispheres. It helps with cognitive balance. It helps to stimulate that inside of you. The Qigong is there to stimulate the production of blood in the bones, through the body holding its static posture, through the squeezing of the muscles on the bones, or what we call piezoelectricity. This helps to stimulate more energy in the body. The static postures also strengthen our bone density itself, our tendons, our ligaments. On a spiritual level, our Qigong practice helps to hoard or bring Qi into our system or into our lower dantian. As the practice unfolds, we are coming to the connection of what energy feels like. We are circulating the energy through our breath. We are cleansing that energy in our system, going through a purification process, and the distribution of the energy through the system. So when we're practicing our static postures, there are many layers to it, which helps us to refine our internal cultivation. It starts very physical, all these movements, but as time progresses, they become very energetic. Where as we breathe, we feel the expansion and the movement through the whole of the body. And where we start, in Wu Qi, is where we complete, which is to the beginning, where we are grounded, rooted, connected, and expansive. This is the main purpose of our Qigong static posture practice. So the pushing hands is a major aspect of our Tai Chi practice, as well as the internal cultivation and the static postures. We have our martial element. So it's a practice when 2 people come together and create circular motions with a subtle contact point. The idea is to follow the practice of stick, adhere, and follow, where we're always listening to the person who we're in contact with. This helps to refine the inner mechanism of Tai Chi. The movement may feel as if it's coming from the shoulders or from the arms, but in Tai Chi, it begins to become a whole body mechanism. So the circle comes from the body eventually, not just from the shoulders. Once you've got past your single hand practice, then we go into double hand practice, where now you're controlling both hands. For one person, you're going clockwise. For the other, you're going anti-clockwise. So this is something that your brain has to really reconfigure. With this particular activity, it's good to go with the flow and not to overthink it, because it slows down the process. And from you've got a good control or a sense to listen to both hands, then you are attacking and defending as the next stage of practice, going through the head and the belly. So you learn how to create space if someone comes for your belly or for your lower body, or if somebody comes for your head. Starting to learn how to anticipate movement and how to move in the flow. Thank you.
Lovely, Helen and Sol.
So we also have the practice of reeling hill or pushing hands from a competitive point of view. In this sense, we are trying to control and manipulate the person's body. In this practice, we start from reeling silk in the beginning. So here we're trying to pull one arm and redirect the other arm around the person's body. So these are various grappling techniques that we practice. So this is just again an evolution from the reeling silk, but it's separate from what we're going to demonstrate in a few moments. This gives us the ability to listen to our opponent or our partner, find angles of attack, understanding how the opponent or your partner's body moves in different movements or different positions in space. So this is, you can say, to a degree, the final stage of our reeling silk.
Lovely.
So you practice techniques
Yashin
from
and Lily.
a reeling silk motion. For the next one, it's more for a competitive state, where we're training to perform these activities in a competition setting. We have that twice or once a year. We do compete in competitions, and we begin in the same manner. In this case, we are demonstrating fixed step pushing hands, where you're not entering reeling silk, but you're trying to grapple and find control, a point to hold your opponent or redirect their force. This is the opportunity to use all your Tai Chi experience and skills, from pushing hands, from the drills that you do or you practiced earlier on, from your Qigong practice of feeling centered and grounded. All comes together. The skills that you're observing being demonstrated were put together by Michael Jakes, who competed in many pushing hand competitions in the early 80s. He won 3 competitions. As a result, the techniques that he utilized, we have in our manual, and we use the same techniques straight. Thank you. So we have our fixed step, and in the last part we're going to go through is what we call moving step. In moving step, the idea is to take your opponent to the floor or to take them out of the circle. Depending how you're utilizing the space around you, there's a lot of moving around, and the grappling is a little bit more intense. But it's all about taking your opponent to the floor in this case. Utilizing different grabs and grips and holds. That'll be mad. Swallow that. Let's see. And we also have certain underarm grips, certain positions to neutralize the force of the person. If we understand what's going on, then we shift out of that quickly to take the person down. So all these different postures allow us a greater understanding if we are in a position where we are being held onto, being controlled or restricted. And in every fight, there is a moment of entanglement. If both people fall, no points. And it all changes the points. Well done. The idea of the spear is to develop strength in the upper body to allow man and spear, person and weapon become one. Especially as with the spear, even though this is a staff in this instance, because of the length of it, it makes it challenging to control at the far end.
Wielding a weapon, or we're doing forms bare-handed. We're all learning about our body, how our body interacts, and how we can shape the space around us. We're not trying to dominate, we're not trying to force, we're trying to flow. Flow with both ourselves and with the weapon. We have 3 forms that we do. We progress through them. The first form that you'll see after this is the hand form. That is all about internal movement, about controlling your body and your breath. The second form you've just seen, which is the spear form, you saw them demonstrate that in a yin version, in a soft flowing version, but there is also a yang version, which is more of a dynamic martial motion. In the saber, it combines both yin and yang at the same time. There's a good example there. We've got those very definite movements as in cutting, but we've also got the flowing movements when he's transferring. So he's demonstrating both yin and yang. Most often with the saber, you can imagine that there is a weapon. There is a people there. He's just about to pierce somebody in the heart. There's a pierce in the heart, chopping them round. Piercing again. So the saber has moments of stillness, it has moments of flow and moments of dynamism. Throughout it, you've got to maintain balance. And you can see the spear, the saber, not only as a weapon against opponents, but also he's shaping the space around him. He's moving and forming the space. Chop somebody in half. Now he's going to cut off the head and slash his way through a crowd of soldiers. When you're practicing the saber, you have to have good sense of balance, good body awareness, good strength in the wrists, and control. Thank you.
Brilliant. Lovely song.
So here we are going through all the iconic movements that are associated with Tai Chi, such as single whip, redirecting a person's force and energy, to simple opening and closing movements that require steps. The whole of the hand form use the body in a very dynamic and active way. Now talking more of the hand form, we learn it in a square and a round format. So we learn it in a pattern of 1, 2, 3. Once you've learned, let's say, white belt or yellow belt, then you also learn the same sequence in a round form. The kicks are there to develop stability and balance. For attending today and actually observing our demonstration. Well done, everyone. Everyone turn, let's give everyone a bow. Well done.